What's up guys, it's Bernie with TooFab and I am here with The Biggest Loser's newest trainer, Erica Lugo. This is super exciting.
Just a little bit, a little bit.
How did this even come about for you?
Well, I mean, going way back, throwback, I lost 160 pounds and I tracked all of it on social media. I mean, through it all, the good, the bad, everything. And I've just kind of built my own brand over time, and the producers of the show, the casting producers, reached out to me and said, hey, we have a weight loss show going on, would you be interested? And I was like, I love TV, but I don't know if I want that kind of thing. And they said, no, you've got to try out for this. So I just went through the casting process, multiple interviews. It felt like forever, to be honest with you. And now I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were just doing this organically on your own through social media.
Yep.
And at this point, you were a personal trainer?
Yeah, I have my own studio in Dayton, Ohio. I have online programs. So I've been used to helping thousands of people across the world, honestly, lose weight through my online stuff. And then I have my own little 3,200 square foot boutique studio back at home. So I've been doing it for about 4.5, 5 years now.
How has this TV show changed your life? I mean, I imagine everybody knows who you are now.
Yeah, it's a little surreal. I mean, just for me, because 6 years ago, I was working an HR job. I was an industrial HR safety director. So I had the hard hats on, dealing with OSHA. And now here I am having my own TV show as America's weight loss fitness trainer. And I was 322 pounds, So I feel like the past 6 years I've gone through literally hell and back. I've gone through sharing my life of losing 160 pounds, becoming a single mom and going through a divorce, struggling with money and becoming a business owner. And then just this past year I beat cancer. So it's like all of that to lead me here. It's kind of like
I just got chills.
Yeah, it's kind of like that
wild.
dream come true thing, like you can go for what you want to go for.
Yeah.
I feel like the theme of my life has always been rise from the ashes. As cliche as that may sound, I feel like I've literally been dealt a lot of hard stuff and I've never let it stop me. And people always ask how do you get through it? And for me, it was never, how do I get through it? It's just, I got to survive. It's just a survival mode. When you become a single mom, survival mode. Where's your next meal going to come from for you and your kids? Survival mode. And how bad do you want that business to become a business? Survival mode. And when you get diagnosed with cancer, survival mode. So I just feel like that's just been the theme of my life, and it's brought me to this point to be able to share that with the rest of the world.
Wow. I want to touch on everything you said. Starting with the fact that you were over 300 pounds. How did you let yourself get to that point?
Honestly, I don't remember what led me to that point. I just grew up never knowing what fitness was or never knowing what nutrition was. I grew up in a household where Little Debbie snacks were readily available in the cupboard. So as soon as you come home from school, grab that snack. Or clean your plate generation, right? You can't get up and you can't have dessert until you clean your plate. So not only was I forced to clean my plate, but then I was going to eat dessert on top of that. So, my mom even jokes, oh, I definitely taught you about dessert after dinner. So for me, it was natural. I thought it was a way of life to always have brownies, cookies, and ice cream after dinner in large portions. I thought that was a thing everyone did. And I just carried that over into college, because then you get that freedom to eat whatever you want. And the freshman 15 was more like the freshman 30, 40 for me. And then you get married and you have happy pounds, and then I had a baby and I had postpartum depression. So it's just every stage in life, it just kept coming on and on and on, and then I ended up at 322 pounds.
Wow. Now, I know you said that it was not being able to play with your son when he was a toddler that kind of just woke you up. And you said you signed up for a gym membership and you kind of began your journey.
Yeah.
What to you was the hardest part, and is the hardest part? Is it the food aspect or is it the exercise aspect?
Hands down food. It's not just it's not even just the food, it's how you think and feel about yourself. Let's be real, as a female, we compare ourselves every day to other females out there. We're always on Instagram, we're always scrolling, and I'm she eats and works out like I do, but look how she looks, and this is how I look. So, that is the hardest part for me. And then food. I got to 322 pounds for a reason. I love food. That doesn't go away overnight. I'm a foodie. I will love food, but the temptations don't go away. I just get stronger in dealing with them.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned social media.
Yeah.
That is so hard for everybody to deal with, whether or not.
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to know, do you view it, you documented your weight loss journey on it. Do you view social media as more of a positive, or is it more of a negative if you are struggling with body image?
I feel like we honestly use it to more torture ourselves in a way. And I've just learned the mute button today, and I'm pumped I learned the mute button, because I'm also that way where here I am in the fitness industry, and I'm not your stereotypical fitness trainer. I am a size 8. I'm curvy. I have a mom belly. I have loose skin from losing weight. But I compare myself to all those fitness chicks out there who are in crop tops and wearing short shorts. And I have to mute that because it even gets to me. And if it gets to me, and I've been in this industry and I own the fact that I'm in this industry, I can only imagine how other people feel who aren't in the industry. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people always go, so you must be the really sweet trainer because you've been there, right? And I am. I cry. It's going to be a drinking game on how many times I cry the whole season. But I'm also really hard on them because I understand the excuses that they're putting on the table. And I'm like, ugh, I've used that. Like, I've literally written the excuse book. I've used them for over 20 years. So I know what they're thinking and I know what card they're about ready to play. And also I know when they're kind of like faking it a little bit. So it's a reality check for them. They're like, oh, she loves us and she gets us, but she's also not going to let us slide either.
Oh, yeah. I would be scared to train with you. So I wanted to ask, because I think we're at a point in society where acceptance of all shapes, colors, sizes is in. But there is a fine line between loving the skin you're in and health. And
correct, yeah.
Where do you stand on that?
You know what? I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
I always tell anyone who asks this question, I'm not a doctor. So, you know, as long as you and your doctor feel that you're healthy, go for it. You know, health comes in all different shapes and sizes. You never know what someone's blood work looks like, right? You never know what their lab testing looks like. That's between them and their doctor. So as long as you're healthy and you're curvy or whatever body shape you are, own it, you know, and that's all I can say about that, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I wish I was, but I didn't go to school for that.
Okay. So this kind of goes along with that question.
Yeah.
I know that a former trainer on Biggest Loser, Jillian Michaels, just came out and kind of had some opinions about the way that Lizzo, the singer, carries herself. And she's like, I don't think people should be celebrating someone who's unhealthy. In your opinion, do you feel that Jillian has the right to be saying that if she does not know her blood work, like you were saying, if she doesn't know anything about this girl's health?
I mean, I can't speak for Jillian. You know, all I can speak for is myself. And again, it's one of those things where as long as you're healthy and you're happy, go for it, right? If someone does not ask me my opinion doesn't need to be said.
That's a pretty good way of going through life, actually.
That's what I think. I've tried to do that my whole life, so.